Have you ever noticed that when God calls a person, he rarely promises comfort, but he always promises purpose? Jeremiah is a powerful example. God called Jeremiah before he was born and appointed him as a prophet to the nations. Yet his obedience did not lead him to applause or ease. Instead, it led him to rejection, loneliness, and even imprisonment. While Jeremiah was locked away in a prison courtyard, silenced, mocked, and surrounded by uncertainty, God did not say, "I will remove you from this place." Instead, God said, "Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know." Jeremiah 33:3. This reveals something profound. God's purpose is not suspended by hardship. In fact, purpose often deepens in the place where convenience disappears. Jeremiah's assignment was not to enjoy life. It was to faithfully speak God's truth even when it cost him his freedom. His purpose was greater than his comfort, and his obedience mattered more than his relief. This is the kind of Christianity God still calls us to today. Purpose is not about what feels easy. Purpose is about what fulfills God's will. It is living as a vessel through which God reveals his truth, power, and glory, whether the season is pleasant or painful. The error of sacrificing purpose on the altar of pleasure or ease can be seen with clarity in the ministry of Samson. Like Jeremiah, Samson was also called by God before his birth. He was anointed with power and set apart from birth. Yet instead of submitting his calling to God's purpose, he used it to seek comfort and satisfy lustful desires. Where Jeremiah endured suffering to honor God, Samson pursued pleasure and ignored discipline. Both were called, but only one surrendered his calling to God's purpose. And this is why purpose matters. Because calling without purpose leads to compromise, laxity, and eventually brokenness. This highlights the fact that power without obedience leads to loss. But purpose anchored in God produces lasting impact. God is not calling us to a convenient faith where everything is easy, cool, and demure, one that only follows him when prayers are answered quickly or circumstances feel safe. He is calling us to a purposeful faith, one that seeks him deeper, obeys him fully, and trusts him completely, even when it seems foolish to keep trusting and obeying. So today, ask yourself, am I following God for comfort or for purpose? Is my heart positioned to keep believing even when faith seems to have failed me? Your answer to both questions matters, as convenience may feel good for a moment, but purpose is what fulfills God's eternal plan through your life. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to reflect, pray, and realign your heart with God's purpose. Like, share, and subscribe for more Bible stories of faith and the power of God. And let us grow together in a faith that is purposeful, not convenient, and walk in obedience that suits his call, not our comfort.